So this is part 3 on how to use the law of attraction, how to make it work for you and make it work fast for you. If you haven't already listened to part 1 or part 2, I highly suggest you go back, make sure you listen to those first. As you may have been aware, when you hear teachings about the law of magnetic attraction, success philosophy, books or audios about how to, achieve your goals, your dreams, how to be successful. One thing that you may not be aware of is that it is always about your mental focus and your attitudes. So with that in mind, let's talk about 3 effective mindsets that will speed your progress toward your big goals, your big dreams. Effective mindset number 1 is, and if you're able to, please write this down or repeat it after me if you're able to. Effective mindset number 1, it's about you understanding that you need to expand your perceptions. You have to get in the habit of expanding your perceptions. When we have goals or dreams, our mind will work subconsciously to give you ideas or impulses. This may be experienced as a slight impulse, a feeling, or kind of like a whisper, giving you considerations, things to think about as to what actions you should take. Sometimes your experience may be screaming at you to go on a certain direction. This ability factually let us know that we always have a new opportunity to expand the way we see things. It is important to refine this experience by giving yourself mental data bank, a consistent flow of new perceptions. So for example, let's say your goal is to lose unhealthy weight that you may have been accumulating due to lack of personal awareness, since you have fallen into habits that break your mental toughness. Maybe you drink too much and always have to drink a beer or a glass of wine to relax. Or maybe you always need a drink when watching TV or having dinner. Maybe you also realize that you are overexhausting your body and mind, working overtime for long weeks without proper rest. Maybe your circumstances make you feel drained with very little energy to do any sort of exercise. What would the solution be? Find people that document their processes via social media or YouTube. Many individuals have before and after stories that may have similar circumstances to your own. They were where you are now, and their process helped them get them to where you want to be. So the principle is about finding people who are ahead of you, people who may be 1 step ahead or 10 steps ahead. But let me give you a warning though. Don't fall in love with just one source. Find many. At least 3 whose example resonates with you. Do not superficially listen to them. Read their content with focus and the intention to draw in the lessons for immediate application. Take notes, write the lessons down and commit them to memory verbatim. Put up notes on the wall where you can see them to remind you of their thoughts. or course of actions that you can emulate. If you listen to 10 experts in the field, on the field that you choose to learn from, and you learn from all 10, guess now who will become the expert? You, of course. So now let's go over mental attitude number 2 that you need to develop in order to have the law of magnetic attraction work efficiently for you. And this one's very important. Mental attitude number 2, I like to call it releasing your Disney princess attitude. That is to get rid of your Disney princess attitude. What do I mean by this? This may take real self-awareness and personal observation. We may not be even aware that we are being a Disney princess, unquote. Ask yourself questions. Are we always procrastinating, as if to say we are waiting for someone to come to the rescue? Do we feel like we are in such peril that you feel you need someone to save you? Do you find validation from others comforting? And the second that you don't receive such validation, do you fall back on feelings of unworthiness and self-denial? This can happen to those who are entrepreneurs. Many times we may find that one teacher or expert that helped you to move from a personal area of negativity. Here's a warning. Do not fall in love with the person. Instead, take to heart the benefits you took in from their experience or from such experience. But bring back to the realization that it is but one point of view. Know that you don't need them. Let me repeat that again. Know that you don't need them. But do acknowledge that they helped you come to a place where your point of view is now higher. Your frame of mind was expanded to see more. And therefore you realize that there is so much more that you don't know. So this process helps you to come to a point where you are now ready to take on new, different frames of mind. You now have access to new windows of perception that are even higher. Remember, invest in your perceptions. That is highly significant. And this process, in fact, will launch you from always feeling like you need others to come to the rescue. And this helps you to develop your own critical thinking and your own knowledge bank. And this is important, for we all have our own unique perspective, with our own unique point of views, with our own unique challenges. And it is our job to take full responsibility. That is to develop our response ability. This is personal training at its finest. It is imperative that we become adept in doing this on a daily basis. The law of entropy will always move you out of your comfort zone and bring you challenges and situations that, if we are not prepared, we may end up truly feeling like a Disney princess, waiting for someone to come to the rescue. Do not let that happen. I repeat, do not let that happen. In marketing, there is a known concept that teaches marketers to always consider the following natural inclination amongst people. And that is this: people will always pay more for the cure than the prevention, unfortunately. Let me repeat that again because this is highly significant and we have to become fully aware whether maybe we are dealing with this mental attitude. And marketers exploit this. They become rich, wealthy. They prosper by exploiting this one single mental attitude that is prevalent amongst the population. And that is this: people will always pay more for the cure than the prevention. People will fall into detrimental habits that will give them small warnings along the way, but they keep ignoring them until the small warnings become a loud sounding alarm that you can no longer ignore. You will be forced to deal with the consequences. To illustrate, imagine a person that can't help but to charge their credit cards to buy depreciating assets or things that they do not need with the false comfort that they can pay for it later. Some of the warning signs along the way may include high interest rate, multiplying on unsecured debt, bad credit score, and then finally, bankruptcy. How easily would it have been to have been aware before by just making the commitment to always pay now for that which you want? That if debt is to be used, it is to be used to buy appreciating assets or investing on personal development and consulting to add personal value to yourself or business. And people who are ultra financially successful are always spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on consulting, on personal development, on conferences or seminars that are value to them personally or their business. Many times they have asked them, why do you still invest in these coaching programs when you are already financially successful? The answer is always the same. Prevention and maintenance is always better than the cure. They know unforeseen occurrences can happen at any time, and the law of entropy can come and challenge what they have built. So are we building our house on sand, or are we building our house on rock? Are we building with straw and sticks, or are we working hard to build with bricks and natural disaster-resistant materials? This applies to those who wish to remain fit and healthy, or those who desire successful long-term relationships. Successful examples are always too busy doing what works, while those who are not don't do it because they think it's inconvenient. I'm going to repeat that to you once again because it's super important. Successful examples are always too busy doing what works, while those who are not don't do it because they think it is inconvenient. So keep that in mind. Now let's go over mental attitude number 3. And this mental attitude number 3, again, will help you to essentially hack the law of attraction, have it work for you instead of against you, and it will work faster for you because of it. And there are, quantum mechanics explanations to these things, but probably better to, in this riff, just to pay a close attention to the principles or the teachings here that are being described. So, attitude number 3 is this: give people positive recognition and feedback. That is to give people positive recognition and feedback. We live in a world that is heavy with negative toxicity. Our planet's environmental problems are a factual reflection of our thoughts and who we are. Isn't it ironic that we live in a society where people will cheer and support their sports teams to beat mercilessly their opposing teams? We throw large amounts of money and time watching eagerly for the results. But when it comes to donating money to our scientists who are desperately begging for attention to help solve potentially catastrophic phenomena, we say, I don't have it. Yes, we support, cheer, and holler with ridiculous amounts of money sport teams for actions that have zero positive impact other than making sure you are distracted and entertained. And at the same time, we see our teachers, our ministers, our scientists, our politicians fighting to find cures for humanity's ailments that are killing us as they beg you for money. Isn't that sad? And is it not ironic that when we watch movies, we are eagerly waiting to see the part where the forces of good defeat the forces of evil? But when we hear of politicians asking for public support in the form of funds, they are portrayed as greedy and corrupt. And when we see ministers prosper, they are judged as immoral, as if to say that serving the public under the name of God for the sake of profit is somehow evil. But we may say these problems are too big. We may think when we perceive these things that it's too big for us. That what can I, as an individual, do anything about it? And here's a quote by Nikola Tesla. He said it best. He said, quote, "Every living being is an engine geared to the wheelwork of the universe. Though seemingly affected only by its immediate surrounding, the sphere of external influence extends to infinite distance." So yes, your every thought, your every word, your every action influences all beings through infinite distance. This is quantum mechanics. The quintessential imprint of your energy, of your thoughts, ever so slightly moves the universe. And I'm here to tell you, this may be a form of philosophy, but it is a scientific fact with spiritual implications, first of all. And that's highly significant. So what is the solution? Look for the positive and elevate it by giving it recognition. Give thanks for people by acknowledging them and their positive attributes. Observe the effort they put to improve their own lives, the lives of others, and acknowledge them by telling them that they're doing a good job, that they're doing great, that they're wonderful. And when we see people achieve financial success, for example, don't be jealous. Show gratitude for a life that allows average people like you and I the ability to make what we want happen. Give people your approval. It is said that people have a sign on their foreheads that says, "Make me feel important." Honestly and genuinely give positive recognition to those around you. Your family, your friends, your co-workers, and especially your loved ones. Give encouragement to those who are going through hard times and acknowledge their challenges. This is literal intention and energy that feeds others at a subconscious level. It feeds them and those around you. You, and by law, you will be energized and acknowledged when you need it the most. So it is the little things that helps us improve the big picture. And this mindset will help you succeed in life faster than anything you could do. Because then you will program your mind to be of assistance and service to others. Therefore, by law, you will always be assisted and will be served by the forces of the universe. This will happen if you do this. You will see that almost like magic, things will begin to change for the better. Your goal and endeavors will seem to magically just work out, and you will live a life where you will always get what you want. Everything will always work out for you. And even when challenges come, and the law of entropy, which always makes sure of that, you will know you will be fine because you are building your house on cement and challenge-resistant materials. And that is because you have to always remember, success is always a mindset and never an outside cause. Let me repeat that again. Success is always a mindset and never an outside cause. So keep that in mind. And before I conclude this, let's recap some of the points. These are 3 effective mindsets that will speed your progress toward your big goals. And essentially, they will help you to hack the law of magnetic attraction, the forces of the universe, of nature, of life, to work for you and work fast for you. The 3 mindsets are: 1, expand your perceptions. Learn from different points of views, not just your own, not just 1 or 2, but many. Learn from many other ones. Do not be mentally lazy. We live in the information age. There are massive amounts of information from ultra successful people readily available more than ever before. And if you are looking at your life and your life sucks because you keep using your devices, your phone, your laptop to watch and be entertained by things that do not build you up as a person, when you can go easily on YouTube and find coaches and people who have achieved tremendous observable success, if you are not doing that, I'm here to tell you, you are a loser. And you will always fail because you're not even willing to make the minimal effort to expand your perceptions, which is necessary for your own success. So keep that in mind always. That is attitude number 1. Attitude number 2 is get rid, remove, or release your Disney princess attitude. Don't do it. Don't dwell on victim attitude. Don't dwell on the thought that somehow your problem, your challenge, your situation is something that will be solved by someone else as if they're coming to the rescue. Remember, people will always pay more for the cure than the prevention, and you will always be taking advantage of that if you have that attitude. It will cost you dearly. Instead, take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Use the law of magnetic attraction, your mind, your perceptions to improve upon yourself, to make things better, to improve you, to build you up as a person. Learn from those who have what you want and have been where you are. This will make sure and prevent you from dealing with a mental attitude that will always keep you miserable and sad and anxious and depressed, because you are always waiting for somebody to come to the rescue. So stop it. And attitude number 3, it's also very important. And this is one of the best ones that will create success for you faster than just about anything. Give people positive recognition and feedback. Do this on a daily basis, on a regular basis. Make it a habit. As you go about your day, look for the goal. Look for good things to give positive recognition. Acknowledge it. Remember, people have a sign on their forehead saying, make me feel important. Find something where you can give positive recognition and acknowledge their strengths and make them feel important, which in turn, again, the forces of the universe will come back to you and do the same for you. The universe will build you up as a person. The universe will make it happen so that others give you positive recognition. Because as you freely water others, you will be freely water yourself. And that's highly significant. And keep that in mind. Keep these attitudes in mental focus, always in the forefront of your life, in everything you do, everything you think and say. And I promise you, your life will change drastically for the better. It will improve every day. You will know that you're hacking the forces of nature, of the universe, the law of magnetic attraction, and you will notice, you will see that life will start to work out for you, to work with you as opposed to against you. Now, again, if you found that this information was valuable, put a comment down. Tell me what you thought. What did you benefit from the most? What did you like best? Put a like if you feel you liked it. Share this with your friends or family or whoever you feel will benefit from it as well. And again, I highly encourage you, if you haven't already done so, support my channel by buying your own hard copy of Blueprint for Immortality, the Quantum Code to Life, Secrets to Success. Certainly support me and encourage this work. And I look forward to hearing your comments, and also look forward next to my next riff.